guys, how's it going? It's grand final week for Aussie Rules. Time for my grand final preview. So, obviously as you can see from the balloons here, we've got Richmond, believe it or not, against GWS. It's amazing what they've done. This is only their 8th season in the comp, yet they're already in a grand final, as well as making 2 prelim finals as well. What they've done is remarkable. So I think if you look at expansion teams, they have done it the best way. Well, they had the Gold Coast come in a year before, and they've done absolutely nothing compared to GWS. I think what it boils down to is you look at Gold Coast, they came in and they went after established players straight away. I think that as you can see, that definitely, well, in my opinion, backfired massively, because they've all those players have come in with their own set of skills, and it's been too hard for them to gel and try and set up a new culture. GWS, on the other hand, came in and were happy to take those big hits for the first couple of years, which they did. Well, I'm a St Kilda fan myself. I was at a game in 2012 down at, I think it was Etihad Stadium at the time, and we beat the Giants by over 100 points. But again, that was their first season. They were happy to cop that because they knew by putting a list together like they have of rookies, of the young players, that by having them together, they will mature at the same time, all around the same time. And you look at what happened, the bulk of their squad are guys that have been there since the start. So for them, this is such an accomplishment, I feel, for them, because they've been there from the get-go. They've been there from day one. They're here now at a grand final. Like, I'm not being disrespectful, I have not been able to stop laughing at the thought of GWS in a grand final, just because it's so unbelievable that a team like GWS are there. Whereas on the other hand, you've got an established powerhouse like Richmond, who for a long while there were toothless, pardon the pun, being the Tigers. Like, they had the great players, but they just couldn't get the job done. And in the last couple of years, like, they won it in 2017, but the year before, they were nowhere. They had nothing. On the verge of sacking Damien Hardwick, who I think's shown the top echelon of coach that he is. Same with Leon Cameron, I think it is, for GWS. Both of them have come from the Hawthorn coaching setup under Alistair Clarkson, so surely that shows. If they're coming out of that setup, you look at the success Hawthorn has had, it shows why these sides are up there, having this calibre of coaches. But this grand final is going to be interesting. Like, already Richmond are massive favourites. Everyone's already saying Richmond by 50 or 50 plus. See, I don't see it being that high scoring. I think the best thing for GWS to do, and you saw it in the early stages for Richmond against Geelong in the prelim on Friday night, if you can get the ball to ground and go in hard, don't give an inch. Just get in there and try and belt them at the ball. You can get on top of the Tigers. But yet again, they have that grand final experience compared to GWS, obviously being in their first one. Yes, they've been going all right in the NEAFL, but it'll be interesting to see how the game plays out from the start. That first 10 to 15 minutes of the first quarter, that is where you'll be able to see how GWS copes with the pressure. If the Giants can even potentially have a little slight lead after about that point and going into quarter time, the game could be wide open. Even though there's still the 3 quarters after that, the game is wide open at that point, because GWS is a young side, and they showed it on Saturday night. And the second quarter and the third quarter, they really kicked on. But yet again, the Tigers on Friday night, they did struggle a little bit, but they worked themselves into the game. So GWS need to make sure, I think, that they're not too far off the 8 ball at the start of the game. If they're too far off, Richmond will run away with it. But as a St Kilda fan, like I'd love for my side to be here, but I think we're a couple of years away. But like looking at this, living in Sydney, I used to watch the Swans. I was happy they won, but as I've gotten older, I've realised that I don't really like the Swans. I'm happy to see GWS do well. And honestly, I want to see them win the flag this weekend. But I think it's going to be a very tough ask. It definitely is Richmond's to lose. But I think just because they have the experience in the grand final, I'll put them slightly ahead. But that's the thing, it's a grand final. It doesn't matter how much experience you have in that game, in playing a grand final in that week leading up to it, doesn't always mean you are going to win. You've seen it in the past with teams that are coming in new to the grand final against sides that are established. And for some reason, the sides that are established seem to get stifled under the pressure more than that side that hasn't experienced before. So I think if GWS can go into this purely just enjoying the ride, and Richmond go in with that belief of we've been there, we've done it, GWS are in with a massive shot of creating history and winning their first flag. I'd love to see it, but I think got to go back to the old adage, you need to lose one to win one for GWS' sake. Honestly, I'm putting my money on Richmond by about 4 or 5 goals. I hope it's closer than that. As I said, I'd love GWS to win, but I think it'll drive that hunger and that passion for GWS even more. And if they don't win it this year, I definitely see them in the next 2 or 3 years being in the grand final again and winning it. But it'll be, I don't know, it'll be a very interesting game. It'll be a hard game. GWS have, in the finals, gone hard at the ball in every game they've played. They beat the Bulldogs. They beat the Lions. And on Saturday night, beating the Magpies. The Magpies were coming home strong in that final quarter. And for GWS to hold on in those last 5 to 10 minutes, that can give them so much confidence heading to this grand final against a side like Richmond. But it'll be a tough ask. So this is obviously my first, so that'll be the end of the video. This is my first AFL game preview. So I'm learning about this, just like you're learning about me and my passions. So please hit the subscribe button, turn that bell on. If you've got any tips for me, please don't hesitate to leave them in the comments down below. Enjoy this next week, the grand final week. But most importantly, keep living a great life. Peace.